This lesson deals with how to build the whole with fractions. Notice it's a W, whole, as in 1. How to build the whole, or 1, with fractions. Remember from previous lessons that a fraction is only a part of the whole. It's not the whole thing. Remember we talked about the numerator and denominator. My numerator is the number on the top. Excuse me. It tells me how many I'm talking about. My denominator is on the bottom. And it tells me how many equal parts there are to make up the whole, or to make 1. So let's talk about building the whole using fractions. Here's a square, and I'm told that this square equals 1/4, and that means that it equals 1/4 of the whole. This means that the square is one part of the whole. It will take 4 squares, just like this, because remember they have to be the same size and same shape to make one whole. So it's telling me I need 4 squares that look just like this in order to make one whole. If I want to build one whole using this square, and I'm told that the square equals 1/4, well then, how many squares of this size and of this shape do I need? My denominator tells me. What does my denominator tell me? 4. How many it takes to make the whole. So, if I have 1/4, this square, and I add 3 more, the same size and the same shape, then I equal the whole. And you'll see that there's one of the fourths, there's one of the fourths, there's a fourth, and there's a fourth. So I have 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, that are the same size and the same shape. So here's a little trick to help you remember. Anytime the numerator, the number on top, and the denominator, the number on the bottom, are the same, that fraction is always equal to 1, or the whole. For example, 5/5 equals 1. 12/12 equals 1. 147 147ths equals 1. 3/3 equals 1. So anytime you see a fraction that the numerator and the denominator are the same, that one's easy. You know that fraction always equals 1. So let's put it to the test. If I'm told that this triangle is 1/2, then what is the 1? How many more of these do I need to make one whole? Where do I go look? I go to look at my denominator. My denominator tells me that I need 2 of the same size pieces in order to have a whole. So if I have this triangle, and I add another one of the same size, then this equals the 1 whole. Because here's a half, and there's a half. And you have to pretend that my fabulous drawings are of the same size and same shape. Let's do another one. If this square is 1/3, what is the 1? Look at your denominator. What's the denominator? 3. So it tells me I need 3 equal pieces of the same size and the same shape to have one whole. So if I have this square, I need 2 more. So now this equals 1, because here's 1/3, there's 1/3, here's the last third. So I have 3/3, because there's 1, 2, 3, and remember, 3/3, numerator, denominator is exactly the same, so it equals 1. Let's try this one. If this rectangle is 1/5, then what is 1? Look at your denominator. The denominator is 5. So how many of those pieces of that size and that shape do I need? I need 5. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, use your imagination. Those are the same size and same shape. This is what my 1 would look like. Because here's a 5th. There's 1/5. There's 1/5. There's 1/5. And my last one. How many fifths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means I have 5 fifths. My numerator and denominator are the same, so that equals 1. Now, if you think back to a previous lesson, you remember that sometimes smaller pieces make up one part. So let's look at this. If I have 3 circles or 3 beans or 3 pennies, and I tell you that these 3 equal 1/2, then what is the 1? Remember, the numerator tells me how many I'm talking about. The denominator tells me how many equal sized pieces I need to have 1. So if my fraction is telling me that these 3 is 1, then how many more do I need to equal the whole? Well, if that's 1, we're going to say that's 1/2. What do I need to make up the next half? I need another set that looks just like it. So I have 1/2 plus another 1/2 gives me 2 halves. There's the numerator and denominator are the same, so that tells me it equals 1. What if the 3 beans that I have is 1/3? Then what is 1? Well, my numerator tells me what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these 3 and how many I need to make the whole. If I'm talking about these 3, then it's one marker, right? That's 1/3. How many more thirds do I need? 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. There's another third. And there's another third. Because remember, 3 is 1/3. So there's 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. So we come over here and we write the equation. And we add it. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is 3/3. Numerator, denominator the same, so it must equal 1. Alright, let's try one more. What if 4 beans equals 2/5? Then what is the 1? Don't worry, break it down. My numerator tells me this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these, and it's telling me that this is really 2. So I need to break it into 2 equal groups. So now I have 2. So if this is 2/5, how many would be in 1/5? 2 beans would be in 1/5. So if that's 2/5, what do I need? That would be 3, 4, 5. 1/5 here, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that equals 1 because my numerator and denominator are the same.